I'm excited to introduce you to Vanessa and Rashaan. We first met them when they came on board to help us with the Posse Foundation Career Day. So we were so impressed by their stories and their wisdom and advice that we decided to invite them here for our meet and greet. Vanessa is the Vice President of Physical Production for Paramount Pictures, and she has a great background. And Vanessa, I'm excited that you were on the movie or helped with the movie San Andreas. It's actually one of my favorite movies. So we need to talk a little bit about that. And then Rashaan, she is a story editor for SEAL Team, which is one of our favorite shows. We support that show all the time. A lot of their cast members are ambassadors. So it's amazing to have Rashaan here as well. And I know some of you are either into production or writing. And so this is one of our special meet and greets. So I'm excited to bring them on board. Vanessa, if you want to share a little bit about what you do, and then we'll go from there. And then we'll go to Rashaan.
What we do in physical production here at the studio is not unlike what any production company does. It's a lot of management. We're putting together all of our heads of departments. And what I'm doing today is overseeing a next iteration of the Stephen King franchise, Pet Sematary. And we're really excited about it. Lindsay Beer has been writing for some time now, and she's directing this, which is, I think she's bringing a sensitivity to it that we haven't seen in the Stephen King franchise. So we are excited to see it come to life. We have some great cast members on it together. And so that's what I'm up to right now. What I do on a day-to-day is really just making sure that the production has what they need to be successful, as well as keeping us on time and on budget, which is always so exciting. And I always partner with a lot of the divisions, the departments that you're working in, global sourcing, finance, auditing. So I'm looking forward to diving into this conversation to seeing where you guys are at, where you want to be.
Awesome. Rashaan?
My name is Rashaan Dozier-Escalante. I'm currently a writer on the television show SEAL Team on CBS, soon to be Paramount Plus. I started out in the military, Army Reserves, for a number of years, and as a civilian physical security specialist with the federal government and various agencies protecting people, property, information. I made the transition a couple of years ago, actually more than a couple of years ago, when I left the federal government, and eventually I got to the first rung on the ladder where I want to be. I'm also a writer, director, producer.
So Vanessa, I would say, there was a lot of things that you and Rashaan shared on our last event, and I really enjoyed, you talking about like the skills that you needed to get to where you are today. And you mentioned networking and things like that. So what would be like a big thing that they can learn to walk away with during this internship? And then the same for you, Rashaan, after.
I think it's something that we touched on last time is creating this ability to be indispensable, resourceful, leaning into your contacts in a way that allows you to take up space. And I think that's what we talked about last time, is being visible. I know a lot of what we learn in what we do, we are a number of people, and we're in a group of people. We're on a team. And so a lot of times we meld into the teamwork, and we forget to kind of put ourselves forward and being our own champions and our own advocates. So I think it's a little bit of that, shining in a way that is not cocky in any way, but is in a way that you're like, look, I want to work with this person. This person stands out. I know I can rely on this person. So I think that's what we talked about last time, and leaning into your mentorships. And Rashaan made a good point too, is like, these people that you meet, it's like they find you, they kind of select you, they kind of shine to you. They're like, oh, look, this person is a rising star. So it's an organic process, but I will say, the reason why I'm here today is because I leaned into those contacts, and I consistently found a way. Once, I had a mentor, I continued to come back to them and say, what do you think about this? How do you, do you think this is a good pivot in my career right now? And so that was really helpful for me, I know.
Everything that Vanessa just said. And then I would like to add, that in the process of creating a network of people of which you can call and depend on and learn from and contribute to, I would suggest that contributing to something be at the top of your list. Contributing to military organizations that are in the entertainment sphere has really been helpful to me. It was through those organizations that I got really great internships with HBO and the Warner family, Warner Brothers family. I was also interning over at TNT. I was on Big Little Lies. I was on Westworld, and it was actually through giving to that military organization that I was able to be exposed in a way that I didn't realize that people were looking. And so that was extremely helpful. Another thing is that you never know what's going to happen with the contact of people that you make. I say keep in touch in a non-intrusive way. Just drop an email, like if you're watching reading Deadline or Hollywood Reporter or Variety or The Wrap or something like that, and something great happens, just send them a little email and say, oh, congratulations, da 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 da. And that's actually like so helpful because it shows that you're not showing up because you want something. It shows that you're showing up because you're really interested in the things that happen to them. One of my mentors who started out with me in the WGA Veteran Writings Program is now the showrunner of the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air reboot. When I was a nobody, struggling to put my foot on the first rung, he was always there to boost me up and be so helpful. And I'm so grateful to him. And now he's in this really great position where he's realizing his dreams. And it was nice to be able to say congratulations to him for once.
Nice. I love how you said in a non-intrusive way. So what is like that boundary that you set?
So the first thing I do is that I ask them what they need. If I know I'm going to be knocking on their door for learning experiences, I always ask them what they need that I can help them with. And if they want me to participate with the panel, if they're doing any volunteering and giving up their time, I will show up for them. And that lets them know that I'm just not the person that's coming and asking, can you please show up for us? Even though their hearts are always in the right place and they never say no. It's always nice to be able to give something back to someone who's always been so helpful to you. In terms of being intrusive, if you don't have a personal relationship with your mentor, meaning that this is the person that you can go out to dinner with or go out and have drinks with every now and again, if this is someone that you see every 3 months or every 6 months, I would say drop them an email every 3 months to 6 months. Just to give them a small update of where you are and what you're doing and the things that have been happening in your life or what have you. You got a promotion, you've graduated with your MFA from Syracuse, things like that. And that really, it opens the door to conversation and it gives them an update and lets them know where you are. And it's funny because when you do it like that, if they hear anything, they will shoot you an email and they'll say, I heard about this job or my friend needs a person on this set or this production or what have you. Talking to them in a way that engenders respect and engenders camaraderie and not, can you please give me something? It really changes the dynamic of your relationship and it allows them to open the door for you later on.
I think it's kind of gospel, right? I mean, it's the way you want to be treated, right? It's you're reaching out as a human being to a human being. So this is not magic, it's the way you approach your relationships in personal life, at work. It's the same way. Is you don't want anyone to always feel one-sided. You don't want to be taken advantage of in the same way you don't want to do that to someone else.
I would say to myself that nothing is wasted. Because I got married young and had kids young and went into the military young. You feel like you're always up against something because you're always like hustling. But the deal is that everything that I learned before I got to this place, none of it has been wasted. Like absolutely none of it. And when I was younger, I was like, oh, I got to do this, like real fast. You got to get in there and get it done. But now I know that it's okay just to breathe. And it's okay if you have a setback that takes you further back than where you thought you should start, because the experience is going to lead to something. So not to get upset by it, not to get frustrated by it, but just to breathe and understand that no experience or learning opportunity is wasted in life. And I bring everything that I previously put my hands on, educationally, career-wise, dealing with people, even raising children. I use all of that in the realm that I'm working in currently.
I am taking notes, Rashaan, because I am blessed by that message myself, and I appreciate that message. What came to my mind is almost along the same lines, but it's very similar, is to display gracefulness with oneself, to be gracious with oneself. What we learn in life, and again, I have not served, but I know that I have family members that have, and there's a lot of self-judgment on where we need to be in life at a certain time. And because you've invested so much time in the military, it's exactly kind of what Rashaan said, is like, it's not wasted. It is impactful. It is important. It is foundational to what your future success is, what your past success, what your future success is. And a lot of times the grace we give others is not what we actually give ourselves. And I think that's something that I wish I would have been more gracious with myself earlier on, and not so rigid and so harsh on myself, because I actually was doing an excellent job at that time and I didn't see it that way, and I wish I would have.
As far as, I see that you've done some internships in the past, as someone who only has internship experience in the area that they're looking at going into, what is the best way to get into the industry in that area if you only have an internship as experience?
Stick with family. CBS is now your family. Viacom is now your family. Start there.
Okay.
Whenever they see that you worked in an organization that's under the Viacom umbrella, they would go, oh, okay, your family. So stay with it. And also, I would say, don't be shy to branch out either, because your experience as a veteran and your education is appreciated. I will say this, depending upon where you are, like for writers and PAs, we all start on the reception desk. Okay, no matter if you got a Harvard MBA or you come in with an MFA like me, we all start on the reception desk. But there are some spaces where you're allowed to come in as like a coordinator, or if you've got enough experience as a management person. Well, and manager is different. When I say manager, it's different from management. It's like just above coordinator. So there are some spaces where you can use like if you worked in logistics and you were in the military and you worked in logistics, the minute they see that, they will push you right on over to production and you will end up as a coordinator, because they need people with military precision to run production, to be a part of the production family. Also, don't be afraid to take a job that you consider lesser than.
Okay, thank you. And I know we're over time, and I really appreciate you, Vanessa and Rashaan, coming today. I know I threw it on you right after the last event, like, hey, I need you to come in for our veteran interns. And so I'm so happy you did. Today was a great conversation, a great event. I think a lot of the veterans here really appreciate it because a lot of them are interested in production and filming and things like that. All right, thank you so much. And thank you everybody for joining us. Have a great afternoon.